Hi everybody, welcome to the last streaming session for Infinity Battlescape. I am now warming up the client. I'm going to get live with the other developers. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm ready to go. So, can somebody have a quick look at the stream and tell me if the sound volume is okay? Especially the sound of the game compared to my voice?
Yeah, it seems to be fine.
It's fine?
On
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, then we can start now. So I have spawned into a little hangar, which is around our first battlescape, which is a big asteroid with the mining facilities. So one thing you have to remember is that at the moment the prototype is only accessible to a very low amount of people. So our goal is to support many hundreds of players in a battle. So everything you are seeing here, you should imagine basically a lot of other players flying around and fighting with each other. That's the whole concept of the game. And we also have all kind of little NPC ships. So here I will show a couple of them. If I can find one of them. Yeah, that one for example. So they are just flying around the various battlescapes. At the moment they are not doing anything. I lost it. Where is it? It was somewhere around here. No, that's Chemo. Stars. Oh well, I will go around this area. Because there is always a bunch of ships here. Oh, you have one that is currently parked. So this is an example of an NPC ship, which is flying automatically along some predetermined path. And so in the final game, the idea is that these ships will be transporting resources, and players should protect or attack them, depending on the team which they are.
Yeah, they'll be spawned from mining facilities, factories, and then delivering raw material to a space station or a land base to be processed into credits. And those credits will be distributed evenly amongst the members of a team, and you can use those credits to upgrade your ships and gear. Just to provide some additional clarification.
So I have all my ship systems. I can enable, disable the lights. I have the various power redirection mode. I can redirect to the weapons, to the mobility. I can currently repair my health, which is a red and green bar on the left. The white bar on the left is the energy. I can use that to use the turbo mode and to get a big boost in my accelerations.
So I think we should go more into energy management, Flavian. I think that's something that we haven't really covered in a lot of detail. But for those of you who have played X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter back in the day, we kind of want to incorporate some similar elements into our energy management system. In terms of, ships will have shields. You can put power into directional based shields. You can redirect power, as Flavian just mentioned, to weapon systems, engines, things like that. In the current prototype right now, you can actually switch power boost towards weapons and various other things, as Flavian mentioned. And this is a gameplay mechanic that we think will add a lot of depth and kind of strategy to how an engagement progresses.
Yep, and so we also have different modes, for example, for creating a squad and aligning your velocity with the target. Oh, right here there is a slot. So the slot is a big NPC cap ship. It's a freighter. It's about 1 kilometer long, and it's flying between different battlescapes. We can attack it, but At the moment, it will not attack back. But in the final game, these ships will have automated defenses, you know, some turrets and various weapons. And originally, these things are going to fly between the various battlescapes. There may or might not be some players to protect them. If there are no players to protect them, then the team who they belong to will get an automatic warning that they are under attack. And that way players can form a squad and come at their protection. So right now I am trying to follow it. It's not super easy because as you see we are flying through the asteroid ring. So it's a ring that is around this moon, which is looking like a Earth-like planet. A lot of people keep asking if we can crash into these asteroids, and the short answer to that is yes. It's not that easy to crash into asteroids, also I'm sure it's going to happen to me. Oh yeah, almost happened. Because you are flying so fast and they are pretty small, so some of these are a couple tens of meters big. The biggest are 100 meters or 1 kilometer big. And the rings have different densities, so I am not even here at the highest density in the asteroid. There is some other areas where there are more asteroids, and there are also gaps between the rings, as you can see here, where there are no asteroids at all.
There was a question, Flavian, what happens when a small asteroid hits your hull?
So at the moment it damages your ship, you can die from it. I have implemented in the prototype an equation which is based on the kinetic energy, which means, to stay a bit not too technical, it's based on the square of your velocity. So if you go
that
very
wasn't
slow,
technical at all.
yeah, okay.
The square of your velocity, that wasn't technical at all.
Yeah, the square of your speed. So the higher speed you have, and the more energy your ship has. Which means that the damage, basically, if you are going at 2 km per second, will be quadruple, sorry, I'm seeing a mistake. Will quadruple compare if you were going at 1 km per second. So I can disengage my flight auto assist. As you can see, if you are not facing the direction where you are flying, so the velocity of my ship is represented by this small crosshair here at the center of the screen. And if I am not flying perfectly in this direction, then I am using my ship's lateral thrusters to slow down. So I don't know if you notice here, but the left thrusters are firing to compensate for my momentum going in this direction.
So talking about momentum compensation and the additional thrusters, could you just go into some of the various aspects of the flight computer and how that assists you in managing Newtonian physics and the difference between when that computer is enabled and disabled?
Yeah. So the basic mode is you can completely disengage and decouple the flight auto assist. When you enable it, what is happening is that okay, wait a second. I am not slowing down as much as I want. I am following somebody, I think.
So a question from Matt Urbanowski is how much of the game content is produced procedurally? Currently, all of the planets, celestial bodies, all that stuff, the asteroids, the rings, that's all procedurally generated. These ships, the space stations, the mining facilities, factories, all of that, that is all produced by our art team.
Yep.
And
so right now I am having a problem where I think it's a glitch. I do not have control of my ship, even in full flight mode, which is a bit of a problem.
Someone's gonna have to go kill Flavian.
Yeah, somebody go and kill me.
Go
Kill me,
save him
please.
from himself.
I can't leave my little spot on the planet here. I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
The suicide button. Did you forget to add suicide? Self-destruct mode.
Yeah, we don't
Hit
have a
the kill
button for
switch.
that.
I'm gonna start building a small house down here. If I could, I would. This is my favorite place to be.
So look at all the sharks coming in my direction to kill me. Nah, Tarsis too far.
Your flight auto assist mode off, right?
Yeah, I am off.
Why didn't you turn it on?
Oh no, okay, it's on now. Oh right, so it was my fault. There was no glitch. Oh my god, yeah.
It's okay, you can still kill him if you want.
Yeah, no, oh no, no, no. I'm fine, thank you. No, it just because I had oh, so Jan killed himself. No, it's just that I had the formation mode enabled while having the flight auto assist mode disabled, and then I was confused for a second because the HUD is not very well done at the moment. It's still a prototype. We made it very quickly. But now it's clear, yeah, okay, so I am in control of my ship.
Yeah, just to clarify, the prototype was started, what, May? April?
May, if I'm not saying
Yeah,
mistake.
it was right before we flew to Helsinki to record the live action video for our Kickstarter campaign. In fact, Flavian had been working on it by himself, and the first time the rest of the dev team actually saw the prototype was when we all went to Helsinki. Well, most of us, a chunk of us, went to Helsinki to record the Kickstarter video, and Flavian kind of did a big unveiling to the other members of the team. So the prototype itself has not been in development for very long, and the rest of the team was all working on the Kickstarter campaign, so it was pretty much just Flavian by himself and the artists pitching in here and there to put together the prototype.
Yep. Yeah, so we are in a more dense area of the rings at the moment. You can see there is quite a few asteroids around us. For the asteroid belts, we try to be more realistic. We have a lot of other space games who are making their rings, you know, with very massive asteroids. But we try to do something that is more realistic. It's not entirely realistic because, you know, the actual rings of Saturn, for example, are very thin and there would not be as many big asteroids in it. So we try to hit a compromise where we still have a lot of very little asteroids, but there is a few big ones also. And it's pretty cool because when you fly around all these asteroids, you can play hide and seek behind them. So let's have a little fight. Whoever is closest to me, that's play Benny. And you see, I can try to keep. Oops.
There's a question, Flavian, how big do the asteroids have to be before they register as a collision?
Okay, I'm going to repair. Ooh. I think it's 1 meter. Below 1 meter, they are replaced by some debris particle effect. So.
Falcon, run away!
Sorry?
Run away!
Ah, yeah, I'm running away. Definitely. Trying not to die in front of everybody. I will head toward this big one here.
You should join us on the planet, Fabian.
Yeah, I will be going there shortly.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful sky down here.
They are all firing at me. That's not fair. So keep in mind that everything is temporary assets. Even the asteroids, as you can see, they are pretty blurry. We are going to remake all of these. Ah, somebody crashed into an asteroid. Ah!
Oh, I just saw that on the live stream.
I'm not fighting much. Oh! And I died. I have been killed. Okay, so Dan, sorry, you are still on the planet?
Yes.
Yep,
I am.
we're all waiting here.
Okay, so you are... Where are you?
We're kind of in the ring shadows.
Oh yeah, I see you. I will be going there. So now I will be engaging my warp drive.
Oh, they're shooting. They're getting restless down here.
We're shooting at the ground.
Okay. And there's TARS.
So I am going to the party.
Yeah, we haven't really been on this side of the planet for a while, or well, really at all.
So there's a
Last live
question.
stream, we didn't even come down here.
There's a question about what's to gain after destroying another player. At the moment, what's to gain is just your team gets closer to winning the game. We're debating whether or not like killing a player will get you some amount of credits as a reward. Essentially, kind of each player has a bit of a bounty on their head, and so your corporation, which is kind of this amorphous external thing. I mean, players will have their own player-run corporations, but in terms of like the context of a single match, like your team will award you some number of credits potentially. You know, that's something that will likely be determined during playtesting as to how that mechanic is implemented. I mean, the basis of the idea is kind of like Counter-Strike, where you kill someone, you get like $100 or whatever, it lets you buy a better gun. So, you know, that's something that'll be determined through playtesting.
Alright, I am coming.
So, Ande Walsh asked why has there been a slowdown on the Kickstarter? There actually hasn't. If you look at our Kickstarter trend line, it's been pretty steady for the most part throughout the whole campaign. We've had bumps on individual days due to various external events, but by and large, it's been pretty steady, and that continues today. You know, if you actually go look at, like, say, KickTrack and look at the trend line, it's been a fairly steady rate of pledging.
It's just those crazy spikes that make it look slower. Alright, hey, look, there's everybody.
And I will land on the planet up.
There will be a single player kind of sort of sandbox available. It's more so you can just explore the solar system on your own time without having to worry about getting destroyed. You can play around with different weapon and ship combinations, but it's not going to be anything with any sort of story or, you know, any other depth, and you will still be restricted to a single solar system. KickTrack does predict success. I don't know how accurate it is. Our experience so far is it's not all that great at it, but it does give you a projection.
Alright, shall we fly?
Yep.
So Force G Plus account asked, will Battlescape positions be predefined or generated? If we don't hit our $1.5 million stretch goal, they will be predefined. If we hit the $1.5 million stretch goal, it'll start off predefined, but then players will be able to build their own infrastructure, at which point, obviously, the battlescapes become dynamic. But for anything below our $1.5 million stretch goal, they will be placed by us. And there's some debate. It'll be determined during playtesting whether or not a team can actually capture infrastructure instead of destroying it. That's kind of to be determined, but the locations of everything will be predetermined. Any AI dogfight in the sandbox is a question by Hubert. That currently is not on the to-do list, you know. And if we only raise our minimum of 300,000, I don't really see us implementing that. Though I do think that represents a great opportunity for modders. You know, modding is something we really are excited about. There's an $800,000 stretch goal in there to do some really cool stuff with modding. If we don't hit that, then we'd still like to be able to support it at some point. We just can't guarantee it for the retail version of the game. But AI for single player and whatnot, we think that represents a huge opportunity for modders.
Alright, let's actually show some flying around the planet here as a group, maybe. Where are you, Flavian?
There
you are.
Yeah, target me.
Alright.
Okay.
Or target you or Hutchings so you can fly behind and show the
Oh,
ships.
right, yeah. Everybody lock in on me. I'm I-Novae Hutchings. Here, of course, yes, hello.
Right there.
Alright, I'm going to start moving at speed 2 across the landscape.
Yeah.
That's 100 meters per second is my set speed. That makes it easier for everybody else to follow. Also change my speed just by using the scroll wheel just to alternate in that way. In this way. So I kind of have a set course that I'm going to go on here to a point. There's some mountains off in the horizon that we're going to go to. So, alright, I'm going to head that way now at speed 5. My speed is now 5, which is 1 kilometer per second in atmosphere.
It's a nice little
You can
crater.
actually see Aristia up in the sky there. It's another moon orbiting.
That moon, yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing we should explain is that there is going to be some battlescapes on this planet, you know, these factory or cities. And flying on planet is quite important because you can use stealth to approach all these battlescapes without being detected by the enemy team. So we currently have in the prototype a sensor system which is based on the energy emissions of the ships. So if I am firing, if I am engaging my warp, if I am flying more or less fast, or if I am disabling, I will show you here, I am disengaging my energy in my ship. All of that changes basically my energy emissions, which makes me more or less hard to get detected from the other players. And of course, the lower you are flying on a planet, and the more easily you will not get detected. There is also an occlusion system, so if you are flying, for example, behind a mountain or in a canyon, then your opponents cannot detect you, because they cannot see you. You are not in their line of sight. So this is why the terrain is important. Flying over the terrain is pretty important.
The question that a lot of people talk about or come up is that the game has been in development for 7 or 8 years, which isn't exactly true.
No, the engine has been in development, but only by me, pretty much.
Yeah.
Keith joined
spare
a couple,
time,
joined a few years ago. But yeah, there is a lot of confusion about that. People are saying, "Oh, you have been developing that game for 10 years," which is not technically true. We have been working on the technology for a while, but that was only in my spare time. And then we founded I-Novae Studios as a company in 2010, but even then it was still working in our spare time. So yeah, that's the reason why it has taken many years to get to this point. But once we will get all the funding from Kickstarter, now we can start to work everybody full-time, or most of us full-time, more exactly, which means that our productivity will increase tenfold.
Alright, I'm setting speed to 6, and we're going to start boosting towards these mountains here. You can see them coming into view here.
Switching speed to
See-
6.
Speed is 6. Prepare for full burn. We're going to use our afterburners to increase speed temporarily. And on my mark. Mark, full burn.
I'm not sure how we sped past you, but
Because I was repairing. I didn't realize that.
Ah,
I'm going to... Everyone hold heading. I'm just going to boost ahead.
yeah. I am tentatively going to disable the HUD, so I will not know who is who.
holding heading towards these
Maintaining
giant mountains
heading.
up ahead. That is a massive mountain range.
We have a massive mountain range. We're just coming off a desert right here. Coming into a large, very large mountain range. In fact, the largest I've been able to find on the planet so far.
Oh
So
yeah,
we
it
have
looks huge.
Yeah, we have a mountainscape ahead of us that will reach all horizons as we fly through. Alright, we're gonna bank to the bank to the left here. Turn left a bit. So we can see the front of this. So there's kinda head this way. Alright. Leveling out, straightening out. You can see the start of the ridge here. And I'm going to full burn a little bit ahead. There we go. Right, so we're going to bank right again, turn back towards the mountains. Around 90-degree turn, banking.
So while we are doing all this maneuvering, I think we should explain a little bit about the atmospheric flight model.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because in space everything is pure Newtonian with a flight assist computer. But on planets, so first of all, we have decided not to use pure aerodynamics model, not like an aircraft, a modern aircraft. Because as you see, the Helion on the other spaceships we have, they are not aerodynamic. So everything is controlled through the thrusters. Even the anti-gravity, technically, is simply the underside thrusters who are firing to compensate the gravity. Which means that there are some planets where, depending on your ship capabilities, maybe the gravity will be stronger than what your lateral thrusters can do. And for example, if you are controlling a capital ship, then this could become a major issue. Oh yeah, that mountain range is fabulous. I love
Banking
it.
along the side of it.
And
You might want to engage your HUD as you come closer here, Flavia.
yeah, okay, I will do. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the gravity is compensated by the lateral thrusters, so there can be some planets where the gravity is too strong for that. So you will crash on the ground and probably get stranded or explode. And so in atmosphere, so different planets have different atmospheres. Even at the moment in the prototype, different planets have different atmosphere colors, thickness, which affect, for example, how much friction is affecting your ship. And different ships have different shapes, which means that ships react in different ways to the friction and to the atmospheres. So we have implemented something that is kind of based on aerodynamics. We are taking into account drag, the shape of the ship, friction, lift, and all these things. But still the ships are still functioning through their thrusters, which means that they are not really 100% control like a modern aircraft. But there is still some elements of it. So in atmospheres, one of the main differences with space is that if you want to have more maneuverability, you should not turn your ship horizontally. Like if I am doing that, you can see that on stream right now, this is the worst way. You are quickly losing control over your ship. The best way to do a turn in an atmosphere is to roll like that and then to use your pitch. And if you do that, While here I'm losing a bit the control on my ship.
Are we still at speed 6?
Yes, I am at speed 6. Because I went higher, I got a higher... I was in lower atmosphere pressure, so my overall velocity increased. Alright, I am moving down to speed 5.
Okay, I
Speed is
don't
now
know where
5.
you are. I think you lost me a little bit. I am at 30 kilometers behind.
Woo!
So wait for
Alright,
me.
holding heading at speed 4, changing speed to 4. So we can let Flavian catch up to us here.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful mountain range. Wow.
Yeah, this is mountains for a while here.
I would just like to reiterate,
is
there's a
4.
lot of questions about why the prototype doesn't do one thing or another, and I would just like to remind everyone that it's a prototype. A lot of the commentary on adding better particle effects, atmospheric, flight related things, these are all things we absolutely want to do. This is why we have a Kickstarter campaign going on right now. We need to get the resources so that we can have people working full time on the game so that we can integrate all of these really cool other features that you guys are suggesting. There won't be cities in Infinity Battlescape. We will have mining facilities and factories, but there won't be actual like full procedurally generated cities. Yes, there will be anti-aircraft weapons and bases. In fact, certain types of defensive emplacements will be able to hit ships in orbit. And likewise, cruisers in particular will be able to attack ground installations and defenses from orbit as well.
Okay,
Right,
wait a
setting
second.
speed to 5.
Wait a second. I am going over the ground to show a bit the trees.
Oh, okay. Let's all turn and go back to where Flavian is.
And trees are another thing that were implemented fairly quickly in the prototype, and in the retail game will be a lot more polished.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially the density of the trees. Because right now the density of the trees is something we haven't really worked on too much. On the technical side, it would require to have some imposter systems or some billboards. Here the trees are actual 3D, individual 3D meshes, which is why they are not super optimized in terms of performance.
Blow up the trees.
Nah, you cannot do that yet.
Not yet. Whoa, just got shot at. I think Kimmo is getting itchy for some combat here.
Yeah. Ah, no, 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 no.
Jan.
Don't
I'm
kill
not even
me.
close to you.
So shall we continue on our
Yeah,
quest?
let's go.
Alright. Setting speed to 5. Boosting to speed. Banking to the left. And climbing the mountain. Woo. Dropping back down quite quickly.
Wow.
There's a nice peak there.
Oh! When I do some maneuver, sometimes I lose control of my ship. So this is due what I was saying to the atmospheric model. You have to be careful sometimes with your maneuvers in atmospheres.
And dropping down into this canyon. Or mountain valley.
This is amazing. Having played the prototype so much, it still amazes me how much I have not seen.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we have procedural planets. I think so. We see a lot of
Continuing,
people who are saying that they want a sandbox game or not an action game. They are not so much interested in the actual combat. But I feel that so we are going to offer a lot of planets. So not just this Earth-like planet. We have some other moons already. But in the final game, there is going to be like a dozen planets and a whole bunch of moons. And if you are interested just in the exploration part, I think you can already have a lot of fun with that.
Oh, definitely. I've spent many hours playing, just flying around, exploring.
Yeah.
Dropping down into this valley here. Be a good place to put a base.
Yeah, it would.
Turrets around the
That'd be
around the
hard
surrounding
to,
mountains.
hard to attack.
Yeah, harder to attack. All right, so that's pretty much the. I mean, there's these mountains go on forever. Oh, actually, there's some trees and grass down here in the middle. Oh. Okay, so let's go up. Let's increase our altitude to 20 kilometers.
Still
Ah, I hit somebody.
Still on speed 5. Speed is 5.
How many bases and space stations will there be? Will that be determined by playtesting, basically?
Leveling out at
Potentially-
21 kilometers.
Potentially dozens.
So I'm leveled out at an altitude of 22 kilometers now. You can look around, Flavian. This is a massive mountain range.
Yeah, it is. I see that.
Mountains. Julia,
They
I
go on
see.
forever.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Ahead of us, you can kind of see the galaxy we're in.
Yeah, there's the I guess the Milky Way. So shall we go to another moon?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everyone, we're going to go to Skycrane 5 orbiting Eristhea. Targeting Skycrane 5. Engage full speed and prepare for warp.
These formation flying sessions are my favorite.
Altitude of 100 kilometers, we will engage warp and move towards the station. We'll see you all there.
Yep. I will try to go through the ring gap. There is a little gap in the ring. I will try to pass through it.
Copy that. Passing through the ring gap. Take the scenic route. Warp engaged, headed towards the ring gap, and then towards Skycrane 5.
Any
It is
wagers on who's
technically-
gonna crash?
Ring gap B.
I am not going to crash into the station this time. I swear. And I pass through the ring.
There is some automatic flight formation actually currently implemented. There are several levels actually of formation flying presets that you can select from.
Just a reminder, when you're approaching Skycrane 5, make sure you drop your warp speed below or 20 before exiting warp. Make sure you drop your speed completely. And
I am going
And
to
once you
try to
actually
go
reach the
to Skycrane 5 without the HUD.
oh gee.
Nobody has done that yet. So let's see if I can do that. I don't
Alright.
even see it right now. It's not even a pixel
No, you
on my
can't see
screen.
it yet.
Josh Bucher, I apologize if I just butchered your name, but he asked if we could do a 24-hour live stream for the Kickstarter. Flavian, that would be up to you.
No, I will be too busy for that, unfortunately.
Can you hang in there 24 hours?
No. Oh, I miss Skycrane 5. It was indeed a dot, but a dot in the sky.
Well, there's a number of us here now. Everybody that gets here, meet up at the center of station. The center, very center of station. There's a hangar bay there we can meet at, Rally Point.
Sounds good.
There really isn't much more to see of the sun in actual space, though.
Yeah, the sun.
It is a white ball.
You can fly to the sun, but it's so bright. You know, we're actually modeling the impact of brightness on your retinas and whatnot. So the sun, when you get close to it, it's too bright to see anything. And we haven't added any sort of auto dimming to either the, I guess, the glass of your helmet, nor the cockpit windshield itself. It's something we've debated in terms of, would spaceships have an auto darkening and lightening feature in the glass? Would your helmet have the same thing? We may add that during the development of the game. We may not. It's just something that it's an idea we've played around with, but we don't have a definitive answer to at the moment. It does look like a white ball, the star. It's something that, in terms of, I guess, the bloom effect, we're probably going to tweak a bit more to make it, I guess, slightly less well defined. But again, at the moment, due to the range of luminance that your eyes are capable of seeing, it's so bright that it basically just washes out everything when you look at it. So.
Looks like Flavian's at one of the hangar bays here. Where is he?
Yeah, I'm not far. I was just flying
There he
around the
is.
station. Okay, I am coming to the central part.
Got a lot of people hovering around. Some people, did somebody miss the station? Looks like we got a couple people that overshot a little bit.
Let's see.
Everybody's kind of forming up. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the right side of station and do a full station pass now that everybody's here. Almost everybody's here. Alright. Or I guess it's technically the left side of station. Headed to left side of station. This way. So, some little factoid. The station is about 30 kilometers long. And yeah. That's pretty big.
Yeah, there was a question by Thomas Ski about the ships, insofar as all the ships are the same right now. That's just a limitation of this being a prototype. And in the final retail game, there will be interceptors, bombers, corvettes, destroyers, cruisers, and carriers. We have a stretch goal for a ship class called a fighter. And so that may or may not make it into the final retail game, but there will be many different ships for you to pilot in the final game. Again, this is just a prototype. And for those of you who pledge developer access, which is a $250 reward tier on our Kickstarter page right now, in January, which is when we hope to get you guys the prototype so that you can all play it yourselves, one of our first things to do will be mocking up all the different ships. So in the beginning, it'll be pretty terrible. We're just going to stick in like giant red shapes. Like a sphere will be a character. A giant cone will, or carrier rather, giant cone will be a cruiser type deal. But it's a priority of ours to begin mocking up those gameplay elements pretty quick. And then as our art team has an opportunity to actually build the assets, the final assets, we will then integrate those into the game.
Okay, we are going to engage or carry a full pass here on the station. Setting speed to 2. Speed is now 2 on my 6. Watch your spacing, we don't want to bump anybody here. And I'm going to change orientation, 90 degrees right.
It's also worth noting that in addition to having different ships to fly and pilot, you'll be able to customize them aesthetically and as far as weapon loadouts and sensors that you attach to them. So there'll be a degree of customizability that we'll be offering.
So how many red team members and how many green team members do we have right now? Is it fairly evenly divided? Setting speed to 3. Speed is now 3. Rotating orientation or banking orientation 90 degrees right. Station is now upside down. It's very disorienting.
So one thing to mention for people who don't have a computer capable of playing the prototype right now, first of all, we still have a lot of optimization work to do on the game. So while a computer may not be able to run the game at the moment, we hope that, you know, in 6 months, a year, that will no longer be the case as we optimize the game. Second of all, the game's not coming out for about 1.5 to 2 years. So what is, you know, kind of high-end technology today will be mid-range then. So, you know, there'll be all sorts of new video cards out that are crazy powerful. You know, we're very excited about the next gen GPUs for next year, namely NVIDIA's Pascal. That we think that'll be a pretty significant bump up in GPU performance capability, and that could have a serious effect on the high end, you know, what we can do with this game. So for those of you who are able to purchase those cards, who want to purchase those cards, you know, we definitely want to be able to give you a pretty incredible experience.
And full burn.
I will be right back.
I'm going to drop down to the planet surface. Let's see, where do I want to go? I'm going to head over there. I'm going to actually warp over there.
Where are you? I
Let's
lost
see.
you.
Where am I? I'm leaving the station. I'm headed down towards the planet.
Make sure whenever you guys head down to the surface of the planet, you point out that you can actually see the station from the surface.
Oh yeah, that's
It's,
actually a good point. I should
Yeah.
I'll go down close enough so we can still see it. I mean, it's a massive station, so... Okay. Engaging warp, headed towards the planet.
Oh, we're not doing the burn through the station to the planet?
We could do that. There's a lot of people.
Well, we already have a lot of people following it.
Yeah. Alright, actually, you know what? It's not that hard when you're in warp to get back to the station, so... Use warp to get back to the station, and we'll meet at the top of station. Top center of station.
So Ominous mentioned only $20 to get the game when it comes out. That's actually not. Right now on the Kickstarter page, you can get the game for $20. This is the cheapest you will be able to get the game ever, unless you wait until like a year or two after it comes out and maybe we have like a summer sale or something. But after the Kickstarter, the price for the game will instantly increase, and the price for the retail game will likely be somewhere between $30 and $40. So the cheapest you can get the game is right now on our Kickstarter page.
Uh-oh, somebody died.
Top center of station. Ooh, I know where I'm gonna go. Right here. I'm kind of inside station a little bit at the top because it looks cool here.
Oh yeah.
Warm up on me. You can see it's like a massive hangar bay. Where's Flavian?
I'm just near you.
Oh, you just passed me?
I'm
You're
the one
underneath
with the front light enabled.
Oh yeah, you're like right underneath me.
Yeah.
You're bumping into me. All right. All wings report in.
In front of us, a massive docking bay for potential battleships.
No wings reported in, so I guess we're ready to go.
I think most of us are here.
I think everybody's kind of here. It's harder to see with the station being right here. All right, we're gonna point our, make our heading the planet surface right below, and we're gonna everybody just follow me. Set speed to 2. Kind of get oriented. Move through these storage vessels here. Alright, we're going to head towards the planet's surface, and make sure you listen to my commands. We're going to pull up at probably the 20-kilometer altitude. Cut it a little bit closer this time. Alright, setting speed to 6. Speed is now 6.
So there's a question about Oculus support. The engine actually already supports Oculus. However, we are not guaranteeing that we will support Oculus or any other VR headset in the retail game. Perhaps we'll add support for it after it ships. That's because of the amount of effort involved in building an entirely separate user interface for VR headsets. It's a huge amount of work, and it also significantly increases the minimum system requirement for those of you that have a VR headset, as we have to render the game at a much higher resolution for both eyes. So it's a pretty heavy hit to the system requirements for good VR. So it's something we would love to do. The engine already supports Oculus. We've already played around with it. It's a lot of fun, but it's not something we're going to guarantee support for in the retail game, though we may add it after the game ships to retail.
Setting speed to 9. Speed is now 9. And full burn in 3, 2, 1. Full burn. Remember, we are not pulling up until we reach 20-kilometer altitude. And wait for pull up in my mark. And pull up, mark. Ah, there we go. Perfect.
Nice.
Good job for those who managed to stay on my 6. If there are any of you.
So Bob Bell asks, how is warp going to work? So the idea in Battlescape is you're going to have a resource called jump fuel, and jump fuel will allow you to engage in, like a jump/warp mode for quick travel around a solar system. And based on the amount of distance traveled, you will use some quantity of this jump fuel. And so what we want is that when you first get into the game, you first jump into a new ship, you can get around the solar system quickly, so that way you can get to where the action is occurring. However, the longer that battle is, the more you keep traveling around the solar system, you'll eventually run out of this jump fuel. And unless you refuel by going to a friendly space station, base, or a capital ship capable of refueling, which at the moment we're just thinking the carrier, though that may change, you'll kind of be stuck flying across the solar system, which can take a number of minutes. So in terms of traveling to other solar systems, we aren't going to support that in Infinity Battlescape, at least not for the retail shipping game. We could certainly always offer it as a patch or something at a later date after the game ships to retail, but at the moment we aren't planning on including that.
I'm gonna shoot someone down here. Got my target.
Or as long as it's not me.
Oh! No, it's Gene. I'm gonna take down Gene. Everyone take down Gene.
Where is he?
Everyone target Gene. My revenge. My nemesis. Oh shoot. I'm gonna go down here. No repairing. Whoa! No, no, no. I think Gene's repairing. No, he's not. Oh dear. Where's Flavian?
Hey, don't forget to look up at the space station, Flavian.
Oh
You haven't
yeah,
done that
it's up
already.
there somewhere.
Yeah. Show
I
what the
will
station looks like.
after I kill all the enemies.
Uh,
I have no time for that right now. Ah, he's fleeing. Oh! Somebody is shooting at me.
Oh yeah, it's Kimo.
Oh! I got killed.
Oh, someone killed Flavian.
It wasn't me.
Who dared? Okay, I
How
will
did
be
Flavian-
coming back then.
oh, he's the one who needed to look at the space station.
Yeah, I have to come back to show the space station.
Everybody's just kind of fighting down on the planet now.
Yeah.
Flavian, CDC 101 asks, what happened to the procedural horizontal displacement stuff?
It kind of got obsolete. We had an experiment with that many years ago, but then we upgraded the engine many times, and since then it has been completely obsolete in terms of code. I will go even further. It's kind of incompatible with the current version of the engine.
Oh, got chemo.
I'm so close to death right now. So very close.
Alright, before you shoot me again, I have to show the space station.
Okay.
I will be landing somewhere around here. You can continue to fight. Just don't kill me.
Ah! Explosion. Whoa. Yeah, I'm headed back.
Alright, so where is it? Should be around here. Oh, it's here, I see it. So this is the space station, and you can see it's still pretty big. You can clearly see it from the ground surface.
I got some hits on Gene. I know it.
I am now headed towards the surface.
People are dying. This is a good fight.
Eldlon, you are my target.
Somebody is right behind me.
Yep.
Gene always seems to have like triple the hit points of everyone else.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good. Hutchings.
Flavian, there's a question about the work in progress Asteroid, the picture of which was just posted in the recent update.
Yeah.
There was a question if you could elaborate on the implementation of that and kind of what you're going for.
So we are only going to model the large asteroids with the procedural elevations. The smaller asteroids are going to be hand modeled. But other than that, yeah, so the one posted in the picture I think is around, 300 kilometer big. And yeah, it's a work in progress. I hope that by the end of the Kickstarter campaign I will be able to show a video of landing on one of these asteroids. Oh! I think Elglon actually had lost power on his ship. So you see we have a pretty simplistic damage model at the moment in the prototype, but when your health goes in the red, you have a certain probability each time to lose control over your ship, and you have to re-engage the drive manually. And it's all blinking, and when the cockpit is blinking, you know, with the orange light, you also have a pretty significant loss of maneuverability. So you can no longer turn around at 100% power.
When you guys are ready, we should probably head over to Solus 16 on the volcanic planet next,
Yeah.
so we can show the battlescape there.
Let's go there. Where is it?
At Cinder.
Yeah, I'm going to disable the interface. You can see this is a little grey planet here. It's a volcanic planet.
Then after that, we should probably try a big race on the terrestrial
Oh
planet.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't do that last time, so.
So we're heading to Cinder.
Yep, I'm headed there now. Solus 16 on Cinder.
Heading to Solus 16.
Somebody in the chat is suggesting a race without flight assist.
Oof.
That's optimistic, yeah.
That's, you're gonna see a lot of people bumping into stuff.
I don't think we ever trained without flight assist.
Flavian, just make sure at some point that you guys head over to the gas giant. We've got a request to check that out.
Yeah, we'll do that after the race, maybe.
Yeah,
Yep, no worries.
getting out of the gravity well of the gas giant takes a while, so I think we
Yeah,
should
we'll do
end
that.
with that.
We'll do that last. Yeah.
I will pass very close to the rings.
I can't read. And flex.
Hop.
Can't see.
I'm gonna hide in a smokestack. No, 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 no. Oh, I almost died.
Land and then try to answer questions while people get here. We can't extend time of the Kickstarter.
So this is an example of a factory. It is currently untextured. Placeholder asset as usual.
Hey Flavian, did you ever show the 30-kilometer space station from the surface of the desert world?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
As you can see, if you disengage your flight auto assist or your power, you get attracted by the gravity of planets. Let's fly a bit around the big mountain. You try to follow me. You can see a bunch of alien trees around here. These look like plants, but they are pretty big. I will try to land next to them. It's like 2 times bigger than my ship.
It's about 60 meters.
No, a bit less. The Helion is like 10 meters tall, I think.
Oh yeah.
So it's like 25 meters big.
Do you want us to follow you, or should you follow someone
Yeah,
else?
no, just follow me. I am
Okay.
just going to show a bit the planet, a bit slowly. So there is some
Ah,
lava.
okay. I love the wind effects you get here. You want to mention
Yeah,
that?
there is a bit more wind on this planet than on the Earth-like moon. Sometimes it affects your ship when you try to fly.
Between 3 fractions, actually.
So now we are following a small lava basalt canyon. Oh, try not to hit any cliff. Ah, I got it. I'm going to repair. Yeah.
Dan. Will lava be animated is one of our questions here.
I don't know about that yet.
Not sure. That's depends on time.
It might have more effects. Like I would like to experiment a kind of glow haze effect. Oh, somebody crashed into me. Animated, I think it will depend. At the moment, he doesn't do any extra damage. But in the final game, if you get too close, probably you will get some damage. The canyon gets really big, small here. Oh, I can almost not pass.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I scratched my paint.
Feature.
dogfight going on here.
Oh. I think it is time to flee.
Whoa. Ah, I'm losing power. Towards the surface. Oh shoot, I lost power. I lost power, no! Come on, come on, come on, no! Oh.
Flavian, I think we should talk a bit more about the capital ships and kind of some of the gameplay we've got, ideas for surrounding those.
Yeah, well, you can talk about it because I am in a fight.
Alright, so to go into the capital ships, basically, as you can see in the live stream, the smaller ships, that'll be interceptors, fighters, bombers, corvettes, they have a first-person cockpit view. But our capital ships will actually have a third-person view. And how you will pilot a capital ship will be a bit more similar to kind of an RTS view. You'll also be able to control the weapon grouping of your capital ships. So maybe you have starboard, port weapons groups. You can select individual weapon systems to focus fire on an individual ship, or maybe a certain class of ships. So capital ships will play much differently than the smaller ships. And on top of that, ships like the carrier are a bit more of a combat support ship. So not only do they act as a mobile spawn point, but you can rearm, repair, and refuel your teammates.
It was him or me. Oof.
No, we really view Battlescape as a blending of genres. We're kind of taking ideas from a lot of different games that we've enjoyed, and some of those are nothing even close to what we're doing. You know, for example, Counter-Strike, you use resources, money in the case of Counter-Strike, to purchase better weapons and gear and whatnot. And that's a feature that we want to incorporate in our own game, in that you have credits and you can use those to build and, well, I should say buy better ships and equipment and whatnot. So there are some influences of Team Fortress 2. You know, in Team Fortress 2, you've got all these different roles on a team with the medic and the heavy weapons expert and stuff like that. And so in terms of our classes of ships, we're incorporating various elements in that you kind of need to work together with the different classes of ships. It's a bit like chess, where maybe a team has loaded up on a certain set of classes of ships and suddenly they start pushing your team back, and then your team counters that chess move in a way, and then you start pushing them back. And so we hope that it'll be a bit of a tug of war throughout the solar system as each team kind of reacts to what the other teams are doing until they win.
Yeah, a good example of that would be PlanetSide 2, or the PlanetSide games, how they work around bases and control for the entire continent. That's probably the closest example of what they're. Okay, I'm actually at the ground base on the Habitable moon now.
And of course, right now in the prototype, everybody has the same ship and the same weapon. But you have to remember that we are going to offer a wide range of weapons, missiles, some energetic weapons, some kinetic weapons. There will be shields. So there will be a lot of variety in the combat.
For those of you that are hardcore graphic snobs, we definitely see this game as something that will push your system to the extreme if you set it on the maximum detail level. So we think that due to consoles, a lot of the AAA games coming out these days, they're kind of pegged at the capability of next-gen consoles and they don't really go any further. However, kind of one of the advantage of targeting the PC first is that we really want to push the limits of what the hardware is capable of and kind of work back from there in terms of scaling down to the lower end hardware. So for those of you who are interested in kind of building your own systems and looking for games that can push those systems to their peak, we definitely want to support that at the extreme detail levels. And then of course, if you've got a weaker system, we'll provide lower detail levels so that you can still play the game.
Yeah, Flavian system specs actually aren't that beast. They're pretty average.
Yeah, if you look in the description of the live stream, you'll see the system specs for Flavian's computer. It's a 2-year-old computer, and as you can see, it's running the game just fine. And we still have a lot of optimization work to do, so it's only going to get better from there. There was a question about controller support. We'd like to support joystick/HOTAS, keyboard and mouse, as well as game pads for the PS4 and Xbox One. And we have been in touch with TrackIR about supporting their kind of headset or head tracking, and so we plan to support that as well.
So when do you guys want to come over to the habitable moon and try a race here?
Okay, I will have to restart the game because I'm
Oh.
getting a lower frame rate now.
Oh,
Still have some memory leak, I think. Okay, I will... Well, somebody kill me. Yes. Success. Okay, I will be restarting.
And to everybody else, I am at Sola 17. And you can go from Sola 17 over to the start of the race course. That's where I'll be. So the stream isn't over. Flavian is just restarting his computer.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do some more stuff. Or restarting the game, I should say, not restarting his computer. Oh, someone's already here at the start of the race course with me.
So for info, I already was able to run it on my laptop, which has a GeForce 860M, which is, I think I paid that laptop around 1,000 euros. Well, so it's not a gaming laptop, it's a mid-end laptop. And provided that you decrease a bit the resolution on some details, you can play at between 30 and 60 FPS. So it's even playable on a pretty, well, I will not say very basic laptops. Of course, if you have an Intel card, an integrated Intel card, this will not run well. But if you have a dedicated video card on your laptop, then if it's not too bad, if you reduce a bit the details, you can play on it.
So just to talk about Vulkan and DirectX 12 a bit, it's a question we get a lot whether or not we'll support those APIs. The simple answer is yes. The more complicated answer is it takes a lot of engineering effort to properly support those APIs and actually get the maximum amount of performance for them. In many regards, they're perfectly suited to what we're doing with our procedural planet technology. However, it's likely going to be an iterative process due to the amount of engineering effort required. So we'll probably do a baseline implementation of either Vulkan or D3D12. We're kind of leaning towards Vulkan at the moment due to the cross-platform support. However, we'll do a baseline implementation and then probably build on that moving forward. So I wouldn't expect, we flip that Vulkan or D3D12 switch and suddenly the game runs twice as fast. It's more like we'll do baseline support, we'll be using the API, and then as development progresses, you'll see incremental performance improvements as we begin to take advantage of the more advanced features of those APIs. So just a reminder to people who are just joining the stream, Flavian is bringing the game back up. He had to restart it. It's a prototype. That happens. So if you have any questions, now is a great time to ask them.
Yep.
Glenn just asked if it's better to play with mouse and keyboard or joystick. We would like to make the game just as accessible with either peripheral. It's just a matter of preference at that point.
Also, we are going to support track IR. Alright, I have respawned. I am back in the game and I will meet you at the race then.
Chris Becker asked if there'll be any opportunity to support the game development after the Kickstarter is over. The answer to that is yes. We will support pledging through our website, post-KS. However, that will be at an increased price point, and depending on how far after the Kickstarter, some reward tiers may not be available. For example, we have a Kickstarter exclusive Interceptor at $60 that will not be available after the Kickstarter completes. And all of the reward tiers that are available will be at an increased price point. So the cheapest you can get the game is right now during our Kickstarter campaign.
Also, if you can, we need your support for the Kickstarter. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do the post-Kickstarter funding if we don't get funded. So,
right, if the Kickstarter
another
fails, then game over. There will be no follow-up funding. That'll just kind of be it. So it is important that this Kickstarter campaign succeeds. And as for PayPal, we understand some of you don't have credit cards and you can't pledge right now. PayPal will be supported post-Kickstarter. Weather on the planets with atmosphere is a stretch goal. I think it's at 500,000. Let me double check that real quick. Oh no, 600,000. At 600,000, yeah, we will add more advanced weather models to the planets with atmosphere.
Andre, are you shooting?
The Luminac, if you can contact us directly, then we can have a conversation with you about that. But Kickstarter restricts pledges to 10,000.
Andre, are you shooting right now? Or is that you had a bug last time where you just kept shooting?
I will be
Was I
there in a
shooting?
few minutes.
Yeah, you were shooting constantly.
Oh,
So,
weird.
so I killed you.
Yeah, I was not
Is it-
shooting on my end. Damn it.
No, I know. It should be fixed now. You're welcome.
I have no way of knowing.
Yeah, that's okay. Here comes Flavian.
I am coming. I am showing a little bit the area just in front of the mountains first.
Okay.
So I'm losing a bit of time, but yeah. Just showing the kind of terrain we can make.
There's about 3 of us by the start gate. 4 of us now by the start gate.
Okay. I am coming.
Oh my goodness.
There.
I just noticed what was going on beside me. Oh dear.
What is going on
What's
beside you?
Some healing on healing action.
Oh! Alright. There is a big Helion pile. The temptation to shoot at this. Can you imagine?
No, please. Oh dear. It's funny because it was one of the first things that we did as well.
I think you should blow one of them up.
Too late.
I know if I was there, I'd totally do it.
I know you would. Why aren't you in here? Why aren't you in here?
Because I'm busy responding to questions. It's difficult
Oh.
to fly a ship around and answer questions at the same time.
Oh.
Okay, so we are ready to start the race now. So we will
I
fly
think so.
through these gates.
Got a lot of people.
Okay,
Someone
so
should give us the go.
yeah.
I'm lining up.
What speed do you guys usually set for this race?
I usually go full. Full speed. But it's hard to control at that speed though, so probably around 5. 5 or 6. Whoa. Let's see here,
So
where's
are we
Flavian?
lined up? I'm here.
Yep, everybody is behind you though, so you're not really going to see everybody.
So I'd like to point out to everyone watching that this race through these gates in this canyon, we are using this as a demonstration of something that you could do as a modder. You know, this is kind of a real simple, fun game type that you could create as a modder where, you know, we're just racing through a canyon in one of the existing planets.
Alright, who wants to count us off?
I will do so. 5,
Alright,
4, 3, 2, 1, go! Neatnit asked if there's going to be a fuel mechanic. Yes, there will be a jump fuel mechanic. So solar systems are quite large, and to get around quickly, you will have a finite resource called
Oh
jump
no,
fuel
Tars died.
that lets you quickly jump around different planets. That is a finite resource. The more you use it, it'll run out, and you will have to refuel at the nearest land base, space station, or carrier to replenish your jump fuel. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck flying across the solar system on your own, which will take a number of minutes.
Turn 3 is tough, just a warning. Oh no, Flavian, you died!
Yeah, I died.
Oh, well, no one's watching. Oh, we should start over.
Yeah, that was a short race. Way to go,
That
Flav.
was really short. Back to the start line.
I'm pretty sure somebody bumped me.
Oh.
You say that every time you die.
That's the truth. I swear.
Let's back to the start line. False. We don't have anyone filming us. Continuing would be pointless.
Yeah, that's true. I think on the first game we had 3 people explode.
Yeah. Too much.
When does Alpha Access start?
Alpha access starts in just under a year. It's currently estimated at October of 2016. So if you pledge the $250 developer access tier, that starts in January, roughly. And alpha is estimated at October 2016. Beta is estimated at April 2017. So if you want to play the game sooner rather than later, please pledge developer access and you will have it within the next 3 months.
I should go last so that I cannot blame anybody else. That's what somebody is saying in the chat.
Oh, there he is. Flavian just entered atmosphere. Well, he exited warp. Oh dear. Ah! I didn't realize that was... Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we? Okay, now it's getting heavier. Oh dear.
Alright, I'm there.
Off
Start
you go.
again.
Off you go.
So, let's go. Keith?
Alright, count us down. Someone's on my head. What's going on?
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And this time I will not crash. Okay, I'm still alive. And I think I am dead last.
No! Crash. Go, 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 go. Yes. Oh, someone died. It's not exactly a... I think more people are dying at a faster rate in the race than they were in
yeah.
combat. Whoa, easy. There we go.
This time I'm good, I'm good. Yes! Ah, yes.
You exploded right in front of me.
So you see, the developers are laughing when I die, but then they die themselves.
Oh yeah. I got
Oh,
bumped.
Flavian, you're right behind me. You're...
I am. Oh, I'm going to miss that one. Oh. Oh! Who passed me like that? I-Novae Jean. I think I'm third. I should be second now. Oh!
Haha! Have some bullets.
Oh, I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast.
So Flint
Oh.
Steel 7 asks, what's the significance of the name I-Novae? Flavian, you'd probably be best qualified to answer that, as you came up with it.
Yeah, it's a play on the word innovation and Novae, which is all these big exploding stars. Oh. Oh.
Ah! Ah!
Let me finish the race.
So just to reiterate for those of you who are just joining that this race through this canyon is a great example of modding in the I-Novae engine. You know, we really are big believers in modding, and we'd love to get our technology in the hands of other developers so that they can create really cool, unique experiences like this little racing mini game that we have.
Whoa!
Oh.
Ah!
Oh.
No!
I am almost dead.
I guess I never completed this and I never heard the blowhorn.
Ah.
You
missed one.
Oh really? Is that what that means?
Yeah, that's what that means. You either
Oh,
missed
no.
one or...
I missed one, but restarting I think fucked me over.
Yeah, it will. Where's Flavian?
I'm always getting ambushed by Gene. Thanks.
Got it.
Ooh. Death.
I was actually getting ambushed by Flavian.
Yep. Full power to the weapons.
Were we gonna end with the gas giant?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Oh no! I was shooting at tars!
Yeah, say that.
Oof.
And here is I-Novae Andre.
I'm dead now too.
You are dead? So, shall we finish with the gas giant?
I think we should, because there was just a question about that. If you fly too deep into a gas giant, the turbulence and pressures involved will destroy your ship.
Yeah.
So I will be heading towards the space station. In the
Well, it's supposed to be true, so that may have just been a glitch.
Actually, flying right into the gas giant is an eerie experience. It's a little bit unsettling. Is the station on the close side or the far side? It's on the close side, I think.
I don't know about that.
Far side.
Okay. Go. Headed to station.
Takes a little while to navigate there.
I'm already here. Because if you disengage your warp,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing to get there
I
faster.
disengage it, but then I engage it a little bit closer. You carry that momentum. It's very dangerous.
Yeah,
You
only
don't wanna-
experimented pilots should attempt that. Right now I am out of warp, I am going at 400 km per second. Otherwise, the warp speed is a function of the proximity to the planet. Alright.
Better engage your warp. Oh no! Overshot.
I
Yeah, I'm
overshot
looking at the screen
a little
now.
bit, but not too much.
The mod versioning issue is something we want to take into consideration from the beginning as we build the game. So we really want to make mods first-class citizens, and so that's a problem we're going to be trying to solve as we go along. You know, if a new version of the game comes out, we don't want it to break every single mod. So figuring out how to do that will be a priority.
Yeah, warp mode is just a higher rate of acceleration. You're not entering any other type of space or anything. You're just moving faster. And top speed is 1c, or c, which is the speed of light.
Yes, you can drift and warp, and you can slingshot around a planet. Things like warp disruption and jamming are planned for the game, but how we implement that will largely be determined by playtesting. So there's not too many details I can give on that at the moment, but once we get to the point in time where we begin implementing some of these more tactical elements of the game, you know, that will largely be determined by playtesting.
Oh, I'm still going too fast.
Well, in terms of playing
Oh,
the normal game
ew.
without mods, you know, we'll host our official servers, which will always be modless. And then, you know, what we want to do is build discovery kind of into the game, so that way you can explicitly look for servers that have certain combinations of mods, or explicitly look for servers that have no mods. You know, we want it to be something that is kind of well thought out of from the very beginning. How do you look for mods? How do you rate mods, right? Like, what is a good mod? And you know, like, how do we create a sort of Netflix combined with a Steam Workshop for mods is kind of what we're thinking. So there's a lot of historical challenges with modding in terms of making it easy to use and well designed, and we'd like to be able to solve those problems with Infinity Battlescape.
Flavian got to the station fine.
Yeah. So as you see, it's a much smaller station. I think that one is something like 500 or 600 meter big.
More of an outpost, really, I guess.
It's an outpost, yeah. An Astralis outpost.
Different faction style. Ooh. Someone just blow up there? I'm king of the station. Stop poking me. Oh!
Kench Brothers asks, when will the game be released and did we get our Kickstarter funding? The Kickstarter campaign's going on right now, so please go to our Kickstarter website, which is included in the description in the live stream, and pledge. And the game will
5
be
days
released
left.
within 1.5 to 2 years. And if you pledge our $250 developer access tier, you can play the game with us within 3 months.
Just a reminder that there's only 5 days left to make this a successful campaign, so we need everyone's help.
One of the 3 corporations wins by destroying the ability of the opposing teams to spawn. So once they lose all their bases, it's game over.
Am I dreaming or somebody just hit the station and bumped into it at high speed? If you are wondering, currently I am in third-person mode. We don't have weapons displayed on the ship model itself. Oh, Jin just killed himself. So the archons are empty, but that will be fixed, of course, for the final game. You will see your weapons on your ship.
We aren't planning a commander role for the game. Typically, you know, most games they have a commander role and everyone just ignores it. Or maybe you get a bad commander and he just gets everyone killed. So we expect players to coordinate on their own. You know, those who are the more hardcore gamers, you know, they've got their own corporations, stuff like that. They'll have their own Discord or TeamSpeak servers and they can coordinate on their own. If you're a casual gamer and you just want to hop in and play for a quick 20 minutes, you know, in our opinion, most gamers that have that goal, they don't really listen to commanders. or anything like that. And the thing about Battlescape is we want to make it just as fun for the people who can only hop in the game for 20 minutes versus those who are willing to play for 2-3 hours or possibly longer. So we want it to be just as much fun for competitive play as it is just a casual, hey, I want to hop in and shoot some stuff. The game will scale well to SLI once we are able to properly take care of, or properly implement, I should say, Vulcan or D3D12. It'll always support SLI, but the actual like true advantage of SLI, I think, can only be realized with an API like D3D12 or Vulcan. So it's something that we want to support over time. It won't be there from the very beginning, but eventually we hope to be able to do some really cool stuff with SLI. And actually, the really cool thing about Vulcan and D3D12 is you can also leverage the integrated GPU if you're running an Intel CPU. So we can explicitly run things both on your discrete GPU as well as your integrated GPU. So that is really cool.
So there's something we've never actually done as a group before. Everyone flying down into the gas giant at the same time.
Oh, okay. We can try to do that.
Yeah.
We're all going to die,
That's
but...
Yeah, we're all probably going to die, but everybody meet up at the top of the Astralis outpost, and then we're going to go down to the gas giant.
So Magic Chicken asks, how will changing teams work? That'll largely be determined by playtesting, but we'd like to enforce some kind of balancing algorithm. You know, it's certainly easy for players to game those sorts of systems if they are really committed to it, but we do want to try and make it as fair as possible. Ultra-wide screen and 3 monitor support. I suspect we will add that at some point. No one actually has 3 monitors at the moment, so...
One of our testers, Kaboom22, actually has played the prototype on the 3-screen system.
Oh, nice. How did it go?
Well, the engine itself, of course, has no problem, but the HUD was stretched a little bit, so we have to fix the HUD.
Ah, okay.
But otherwise, it was working well.
Obviously, if you've got ultra high resolution, you need to have a video card with a lot of memory. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Whee! Alright, heading towards the bottom of the station. Getting ready to drop down into the gas giant's atmosphere on a little bit of a suicide run here.
Okay.
Because it's something that people keep asking about, and I think we're going to try it. Even though the gas giant isn't the prettiest right now, up close. Right, ready for him up. Here we go.
Let's go.
Let's set speed to 4. Speed is now 4. Moving directly towards the gas giant.
Ian
Surface.
Smith asked, what will ship customization look like? It's primarily going to be centered around customizing pre-existing ships. So you'll have
Settings
your
to
interceptor or your bomber, and you will be able to upgrade the weapons and various subsystems on that ship. You can also change the skin that you're using with it, so the look and feel of the ship you can customize as well.
Decals.
Decals,
Speed
yeah.
now, Max.
Yeah.
There's been some talk, but this is depending on scope, about changing if there's any illuminated lights on the ship, changing the color of that, and changing some certain color of some panels or certain sections of the ship. That's some customizability on changing the color.
Yeah, all the clouds and stuff for this gas giant are very placeholder at the moment. Alright, I'm getting a little bit disoriented here, flying towards this. Full burn in 3, 2, 1, mark. Our altitude is currently 500 kilometers and dropping roughly 1 kilometer per second. Do another full burn in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Plasma, that's largely dependent on resources. So if we have the resources to add more robust customization, we absolutely would like to do that. But it's something that will
And another full burn.
be determined by time and money.
We are now at an altitude of 300 kilometers. from this. Well, not really the surface of the gas giant, but from the danger point. Really, I'm starting to get some cockpit shake here.
It's very disorienting.
It's the most disorienting thing ever. All right, and full burn in 3, 2, 1. Mark. Fortunately, I have private mode turned on, so I can turn off my cockpit if it starts flickering. And another full burn in 3, 2, 1. Mark. Altitude 130 kilometers. It's terrifying. And yes, what you're seeing is placeholder. It's not the prettiest looking up close. And full speed full burn in 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Our hope is someday to have some kind of volumetric cloud system when you enter these gas giants.
Alright, now we're flying at about 85 kilometer altitude at the moment. Oof. Cockpit's shaking a little bit.
Listen to Dan, it sounds like he's actually there.
I am actually here.
A little stressed out voice.
I
Are you
am a little
guys
bit
trying to
stressed
fly-
out. This is getting a little bit intense.
Are you trying to fly to the surface?
Yeah.
There is no surface.
Well,
There is. It's
There
just
may be
we
a-
wouldn't be able to reach it.
right. There may be glitching right now so that you can get to it.
Liquid surface. It is the eeriest thing when you get really low, though. Right, 40 kilometers. Are you guys still on my 6?
I'm near you. 5 kilometers.
36 kilometers to go. Full burn in 3, 2, 1. Mark. Feel like we're moving to our doom here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Or you should
the
be
end
anyway.
of 2001 Space Odyssey.
Good, these-
Okay, 14 kilometers, 10 kilometers. Let's level out a little bit. I don't
So
like
one-
this.
One thing
Leveling
to
out.
mention again is that we have a stretch goal for adding volumetric clouds and stuff like that, storms to the game. That will in particular be relevant to gas giants. So there's some really cool things we want to be able to do with gas giants, but it's a stretch goal on our Kickstarter right now.
So this is cool. Get down to a 2 kilometers from that scary surface, and we're getting some.
I don't
can't
even know what
tell.
direction I'm moving in.
No, I'm just kind of trying to hold. Okay, holding at 1 kilometer altitude from whatever surface. It's not really a surface. It's a gas giant. So it's gas for a while further until you get to the liquid surface, and then, or so we think. Juno
So
will figure
just
that
to
out more.
mention again, Ian Smith is
Alright.
asking about VR. The engine supports VR. Specifically, we already have support for Oculus Rift. However, the game does not have VR support planned at this moment. We may add it after the game ships to retail. However, it is a significant amount of effort on our part, requires a lot of resources to properly support VR. We have to create a completely separate UI. And on top of that, it doubles the system requirements, more or less. You have to render the game at very high resolution for each eye. So it's something we would love to do. The engine supports it, but we aren't going to tackle that until after the game ships to retail.
Okay, so we're at 600 meters, so we're gonna get ready to drop in. I don't know if we're gonna die or not, because
It used
some
to
people
kill
have
you.
and some people. It used to be able to kill you, but
Yeah, the last
Okay.
version of the prototype.
we're gonna drop in, and on my mark, 3, 2, 1, down. Here we go.
Here's a question I'm actually
400
interested
meters,
in.
200 meters, 100. I'm inside.
Oh.
Ah, this is. Oh, there we go.
Yep, definitely kills you.
And they all died.
So, kids, don't fly into a gas giant. You'll have a bad time.
I'm still
Did it
alive.
kill Flavian?
No, I did not follow
I didn't
them.
think so. Yeah, it didn't kill Flavian.
You
It
have to
killed
fly
Dan,
deeper.
it didn't kill
Fly
Flavian.
deeper. You have to fly further in.
I know.
Oh.
Now, somebody asked, what's the size limits that you can have on planets?
Oh yeah.
Well, there is no real limit. You can do planets as big as you want. I mean, technically, this gas giant, even if it's basic, it's 80,000 kilometers of radius.
Yeah.
And the Earth-like moon is more or less the size of our Earth. So it's 6,500 kilometers of radius. Alright, I think we can finish the streaming session on that.
Yeah.
So any last words? Anybody? Keith?
Someone
I
asked if we'll be
will
able to fly
be
close to a
around.
star.
I'll be around for a bit of time after the live stream ends answering questions. So if any of you have any additional questions that didn't get answered, I will continue to answer those for maybe 10-15 minutes. And thank you to everyone who has watched this live stream. The Kickstarter is going on right now. We've got just under 5 days. It is possible to fly into the sun. It will destroy your ship. And you know, we cannot thank all of you enough for supporting this project. It's really been a labor of love. We got a 9-person team spread across 5 different time zones. And this is something that has been largely built in our spare time. And we're looking forward to getting the resources through the Kickstarter to really be able to devote ourselves full time to this project. And if we could build something like this in our spare time, just think what we could do with the proper amount of funding in our full time.
Yep.
So
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.